What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful fight fans across the world? And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 best first round fighters in the UFC. You know, this list might be a little fucked up because there's a lot of contenders for top 5 first round fighters in the UFC. There's a lot of contenders, actually. I just kind of compiled a list, recency bias list. I'm going to keep it real. This isn't the best list. So any names I missed, please put them down below. Okay, put them down below, and we'll maybe drop a part 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't care. We're gonna keep talking about it because there's a lot of good first round fighters in the UFC. My main idea was for this video, like, if you survive the first round with these guys, you're pretty much smooth sailing after that. It's pretty much smooth sailing after that. So we got 5 UFC fighters right here, and we're back at making videos. I'm sorry for the little break, but we're back. Let's get straight into the list. At 5. Okay, hear me out, alright? Hear me out. I know we have Conor McGregor here, and it seems pretty low on the list, but the reason I have Conor McGregor here is because he's been to some decisions and won. Like, he went to a decision with Nate Diaz and won. It's not like Conor McGregor outside the first round is a joke, but on his rise, he was just knocking everybody out in the first round, like in the first or second round, just KOing everybody. So he's one of the best first round fighters in the world, and he hasn't been fighting recently. What, his last fight was in 2021? We're creeping up on, it's 3 years now. 3 years now. It's been a while, Conor McGregor. It's been a while. That's why he's far back on the list. These other people on the list are actually active fighters. Okay, actually, I don't know. We might have to talk about that when we get to number 1. And I think you can guess who number 1 is off the rip, but I had to put Conor McGregor on this list because first round with Conor McGregor is scary. If you're not Khabib shooting for the legs, taking him down right away, you're cooked, my guy. You're cooked because Conor McGregor striking in the first round is something unbeknownst. Before all the Floyd Mayweather shenanigans, before all the boxing shenanigans, you know, it was something else. The most fluids, some of the most beautiful striking we've ever seen in the UFC. Jose Aldo, 13 seconds. Okay, but we're not talking about that. Let's get into number 4, the man who's fighting this weekend, Abus Magomedov. So Abus Magomedov, when he fought Sean Strickland, who, let me remind you, was UFC middleweight champion. When he fought Sean Strickland, that first round, he looked like a bat out of hell. His striking is fast, quick, powerful. Abus Magomedov looks like a world beater in the first round. And then you get Abus to the second round. You get him to the third round. And then he's just literally huffing and puffing like Shamil Gaziev out there. He looking like the Blob himself out there. It was not good. Maybe that's just Sean Strickland's game plan. But even in the Warlley Alves fight, like, he looked good in the beginning. He looked decent in the beginning. He didn't look that good. But then, like, second, third round, it was kind of teetering off. You need to work on that cardio. Okay, he needs to work on that cardio, Abus Magomedov. And he's fighting this weekend. I'm pretty sure I picked him to win against Pereira. I'm pretty sure I picked him to win. I picked Abus to win. Because Abus Magomedov, he is skilled. He's a great striker. And he's Dagestani. So, you know, you just got to go with the Dagestani. Okay, especially when they're fighting in Abu Dhabi. We're like, what are you going to do? Even though I did pick... Okay, we're going to get into that later. But Abus Magomedov, one of the best first round fighters in the UFC. But get him out of the first round, and you might be okay. We have a man here in the third spot after Abus Magomedov, who just fought last weekend, Michel Pereira. So, Michel Pereira, he had Anthony Hernandez hurt in the first round. I picked Michel Pereira to win because I thought he would hurt Anthony Hernandez and put him away early, which he does to all of his opponents. Like, usually, Iho Pereira, he destroyed... I forgot who he destroyed before that, but he did destroy somebody before that. But Anthony Hernandez, he was hurt in that first round. He was covering up against a cage, bending over. He was hurt. He's holding his stomach. It was not okay. It was not looking good. I was like, oh no, I guess I was going to get my prediction right. And then Anthony Hernandez just weathered the storm. He pushed through. He pushed his pace. Well, let me just say this also. Anthony Hernandez is a different beast, okay? But just the fact that I literally saw Michel Pereira get absolutely demolished in that fight was crazy. Even when he did get up from the takedowns, the punches he was throwing, he was gassed out. It was like when you're in your dream and you're punching underwater. Those were the punches he was throwing. He was completely gassed. Anthony Hernandez has a crazy pace, so I don't know how much of that performance was Anthony Hernandez just being a dominator, or was that just Michel Pereira? Like, was that just Michel Pereira not having a gas tank? I don't know, but I think that Michel Pereira in the first round, if you're not going out there and pushing a crazy pace on him like Anthony Hernandez, that first round is scary. Okay, if you're not shooting takedowns on Michel Pereira and like keeping him busy, that first round's scary. He's jumping, he's doing backflips on you, he's throwing a knee off the backflip, he's doing a 360. He'll probably do a Chris Barnett on you. He'll probably jump on you like Chris Barnett celebration, if you know what I'm saying. Like what will Michel Pereira not do to his opponent in the first round? That's what we really gotta think about. Like, we talk about what Michel Pereira would do to his opponents in the first round. What would he not do to his opponents in the first round? It's crazy what this man does. And Anthony Hernandez just made him look human. He made him look human last week, but he's definitely one of the best first round fighters in the UFC, and I'm definitely missing people on this list, so put some down in the comments down below. But now we're getting into the top 2. In the second spot, another man that's fighting this weekend, Khamzat Chimaev. Amazing. One of the best first round fighters in the UFC for sure. Destroyed Kevin Holland, destroyed Li Jingliang, even though that doesn't look too good now. And absolutely 10-8'd Kamaru Usman in the first round. Took him down and controlled his back for the first round. Even though I picked Robert Whittaker to beat Khamzat Chimaev this weekend. Just the fact that he dominated Kamaru Usman like that in the first round, 10-8'd him with takedowns and back control. Really impressive stuff. But after that, the next 2 rounds, I don't know. It was looking a little iffy. If that fight was 5 rounds, I don't know. Kamaru Usman might have took him. He might have took him to deep waters. But it was a 3-round fight, and I think 3-round fights favor Khamzat Chimaev. The reason why I picked Robert Whittaker to beat him is because he's fighting a 5-round fight. I think with Khamzat Chimaev, you just have to weather the early storm, the first and second round. That's when he comes out with his strong grappling. He has very good grappling, very good MMA grappling, like he said himself, which is true. He has some of the best MMA grappling in the UFC. He definitely has the best first round MMA grappling in the UFC. Absolute dominator on the ground. Can't deny that. But just the thing is his cardio. He's coming with a new team for the Robert Whittaker fight. He said he's like locked in on his nutrition, locked in on his immune system. He's not going out to the common cold like that no more. So we might see a different Khamzat Chimaev. He might push that pace for 5 rounds. If Khamzat Chimaev can push his first round pace for 5 rounds, nobody could beat him in the world. Okay? And let me just say that. Nobody could beat bro in the world if he could push that pace for 5 rounds. But I don't think he can, because it's just an insane pace. The amount he moves, the amount of strength he uses, it's just crazy. I don't know. If he could push that for 5 rounds, that would be something, that would be impressive. That would be a marvel to look at. But Khamzat Chimaev definitely deserves a spot in the second spot. He can even be number 1, because he really is one. Like, who's 10-8'ing Usman on the ground like that in the first round? Not a lot of people. But I just had to put you know who in the first round, like first spot. Come on. Like, Michael Chandler is literally the best first round fighter in the UFC, and it's not because he gasses out. It's not because after the first round his muscles are too blood filled and he can't do anything. It's none of that. It's not because after the first round he doesn't have the same speed, doesn't have the same strength, nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's just after the first round, Michael Chandler's IQ drops at least 50 points. Like, at least 50 points. He goes from maybe a 98 IQ to a 48. Okay, let's just say that. And there's no more clear example of when he fought Charles Oliveira for the first time. When he fought Charles Oliveira for the first time, absolutely dominated Charles Oliveira for the first round. Except for the part, yeah, it was looking a little hairy at some parts when he's jumping and doing all that. I don't know about all that, okay? But let me just say, he had Charles Oliveira hurt way more than Dustin Poirier had Charles Oliveira hurt. Way more than Justin Gaethje had Charles Oliveira hurt. And Michael Chandler, the second the second round started, 10 seconds in, he got clipped by Charles Oliveira and he lost. The proof is in the pudding. We don't even have to yap about this. The Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler fight, the Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler fight, he has both of these guys severely hurt in the first round. He's teeing off on them, and then the second and third round hits, and he's just getting clipped left and right. It's crazy. I don't know how Michael Chandler can look so impressive in the first round, but then just like go out there and just always sell it. I have no idea how. Even like it has to be something. There has to be some fight IQ, something going on. But just the fact, like, if look, just think about it this way. If Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and Michael Chandler, if they all fought Islam Makhachev for one round, just one round, 5-minute round, who would probably do the best for 5 minutes? It would probably be Michael Chandler. But the second the round is over, Michael Chandler's cooked. Okay, Islam is subbing, bro. Islam by anything he wants after that. But for the first round, I don't know. It's gonna look a little hairy for Islam. But you know Islam's gonna dominate Michael Chandler. But that's a bad example. Islam just dominates everybody at lightweight. That's a bad example. But let me just say, like, Michael Chandler, like, it's just crazy how in the first round he can look so, like, literally a world champion. Literally, like, he could be one of the, like, best lightweights of all time. And then the second and third round just hit, and he's just cooked. Like, the second round started with Charles Oliveira, he was cooked. Like, literally, that literally makes him the best first round fighter, because he looked so great in that first round, and the second round started, he was just cooked. So I think Michael Chandler definitely deserves a spot in the top at 1. He deserves it. He's the best first round fighter in the UFC. Either him or Khamzat, for sure, though. For sure. I don't know about the other 3 on this list, but him and Khamzat are definitely contenders for best first round fighters in the UFC. Let me know down below. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Is there anybody I missed on this list? Because I definitely did. But leave a like, subscribe. I'm dropping videos like this almost every single day. I know I missed yesterday, but I did drop a little short. I dropped something. But yeah, I'm sorry for not dropping a video. I had a big midterm and I completed it. We got it done, boys. We got it done, my boys. But turn the notifications on, and I'll see you, beautiful people, in the next one, man.